Welcome to the Morning Update. I'm Erin Roan. More chaos across the Sydney Trains network today despite a breakthrough in negotiations. Workers will down tools across the City Circle line for 6 hours with flow-on delays expected across the entire network. The state drawing up a new deed promising more changes to the embattled intercity fleet in a last-ditch effort to cancel today's action. But the rail union's Alex Classen says they can't take a promise of good faith.
They've had it. Nobody believes what politicians are saying anymore, and it doesn't matter which political party they're from, by the way. My members and delegates are just absolutely fed up to the teeth with the promises that have been made by the various people and then have them reneged on.
A survey of voters shows we want next week's Jobs Summit to focus on pay packets rather than labour shortages. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says the government can reduce some living costs, but there isn't a silver bullet.
Reduce the cost of medicine. We have a plan to reduce the cost of childcare. So there are things that the government can do. It can't solve everything.
Overseas, Ukraine says a Russian strike on a rail station has killed at least 15 people. It comes on Ukraine's Independence Day with outgoing UK PM Boris Johnson making a surprise visit to Kyiv. He's been given the Order of Liberty Award for his support.
We know that the coming winter will be tough and that Putin will manipulate Russian energy supplies to try to torment households across Europe. And our first test as friends of Ukraine will be to face down and endure that pressure.
Australian researchers have discovered a use for the thousands of tonnes of extra PPE waste created by the pandemic. The RMIT team has found shredded gowns, gloves and masks can be used to strengthen concrete.
A great way to be able to continue to use these single-use PPE in another useful product without it going into the waste streams and also contribute to a circular economy.
That's researcher Shannon Kilmartin-Lynch there. And a Sydney nightclub has introduced a ban on staring. Patrons of Club 77 in Darlinghurst can now be thrown out for staring at someone for too long. The bar says any engagement between strangers must begin with verbal consent. To sport now, it's been confirmed Aussie Dan Ricciardo will leave McLaren at the end of the season. The decision to part ways comes even though he has a year left on his contract.
We put in a lot of effort on both sides, but just hasn't worked the way we wanted. So the team's decided to make a change.
The All-Australian squad has been announced in the AFL. It includes Shea Bolton, Tyson Stengel, Patrick Cripps and Braden Maynard. And for even more sports news, make sure you check out the Sports Update. You'll find it wherever you're listening to this show. In entertainment news, some legal drama for Taylor Swift. The singer is being sued over the book she released alongside her album Lover. An author claims it's a rip-off of her work. And it's been revealed Sylvester Stallone and wife Jennifer Flavin were pushed to divorce over a dog. Sly purchased a Rottweiler for protection, despite Jen not being keen. She then blindsided him with plans to separate. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcasts team. We'll see you later on for another episode of The Update.